can't have a celebration of a people without telling its story in many different ways, including the artists and the storytellers and the tradition bearers of a people. That's what our department brings to this celebration. It not only brings artists, but it brings historians, and it brings thinking about our past and our future in a way that expresses the many ideals and ideas of African American people. Business leaders are part of this. The industry that Los Angeles is known for is a part of this. The artist on the street is a part of this. The painters, the sculptors. We don't have to just talk about economic empowerment. We can talk about celebration. We're really proud to have worked with the African Marketplace team to develop the Children's Village. Part of that includes visual arts activities for kids, their participation in identifying health care issues for themselves and their families. They're involved in writing. We've created a wonderful bibliography that was sent out to the schools, asking teachers to involve kids in reading and in writing. So they will submit their own writing that'll be published and put into the central library system for distribution. They'll get to involve themselves with that historic part of LA called Leimert Park again. The Museum in Black will be featured, as well as all the artists that participate up and down that really wonderful corridor every day. I think another important element of the celebration this year is our bringing Sweet Honey in the Rock to perform during Black History Month. I think just working with the schools in a different way this year has really meant a lot to me personally, because we're not able on a daily basis to reach the number of kids that we'll be able to reach through their participation in the Children's Village, both in Leimert Park and in the Valley. When you put children in contact with artists, they can breathe. They can talk about what they feel. And this year we're saying to kids, we want you to open up your imaginations. Artists are those bottle openers. Artists open the minds of our children and say, think about this in your own way and talk to me about it. But involving kids in our literature has been really important to me. I think they need to know that they too are storytellers, they too are writers, and they are part of continuing the legacy of what's great about being African American.
If we talk about the earliest settlers, the founding expedition that originated from Mexico to what was then called Alta California, fully half of the families who were part of that expeditionary force were of mixed ancestry. And we know that they were of mixed ancestry because of the various censuses that were taken. But we also know that they were of mixed ancestry because of the sheer numbers of Africans who were brought to places like Mexico, South America, and Central America. That has a long history of miscegenation, mixed race heritage, the development of a mulatto population.
And a great way to celebrate the multicultural beauty of Los Angeles might be to look at an instrument like the heart, the pulse, this life rhythm, and the common ground that we all hold in that symbol. And we related that to the drum. And so people like 2D Heath Billy Higgins, a young man from Nigeria, Jimmy Solanke, who was in the city at that time. We thought that it would be just a wonderful thing to do a festival that would look at the drum and its role in history, the tradition of the drum discipline and language as it is activated by world people.
The marketplace itself is about 15, 20 festivals and about 43 different countries that are somehow located within the cultures represented here. This year, the African marketplace is about 300 different exhibitors. Not all of them are commercial exhibitors. We have 8 performance stages. Probably about 1,000 artists are performing out here during the course of this 3-week period. We have a tennis tournament. Generally, we have a soccer tournament, celebrity games. We have 4 paid events in the amphitheater this year that are separate concerts are happening this year. And we have about 43 different cultures represented this year. Los Angeles is a huge cultural melting pot. And it's okay to recognize cultural differences and to celebrate cultural similarities. You know, as opposed to always being at odds with one another, because this is different, I'm this color, you're this color, I celebrate music this way, I call a drum this, I wear a different style of clothing, but it's influenced by, so if you can celebrate it, so it became Latin communities, Hispanic communities, black communities, white communities, Asian communities, began to look at cultural similarities, then it's important. For us, the marketplace is exceptionally important. That's why we have about 15 to 20 festivals here, including our own powwow that looks at the red-black connection. Because you have a huge number of tribes that have people of African descent within them. Certain cities around the world already say, hey, you need to have this year-round. Because we've been approaching Africa and the Caribbean and Latin America about investment in the African-American economy. It's a $550 billion economy. It contributes about $60 billion to domestic industry in tourism every year.
There's probably no group that's more important to us than in terms of the ethnic heritage of our city and the culture, than the African American traveler. It's a big segment, and so we wanted to make sure that we came up with a piece of literature that could be used to help sell LA. Now, this piece of literature was designed from the very beginning with the convention and meetings market in mind. We put together a little committee who then addressed restaurants, worship, entertainment. The entertainment side of travel here, which drives a lot of corporate travel and leisure travel, is around the African American film product, music product, television product, which is very, very big. You know, we have numerous award shows, including the Essence Award, which is like here rather than some other city because it's so powerful here.
I can remember growing up in Los Angeles as a child. The only African American history I heard about was through our Author Study Club. You have been the ones who were here when no one else was. No schools, no day, no anything else.
One of the things that we'll be working on is our Authors Study Club to help promote the guide that they publish. And then also hopefully we'll be working to promote everything that is part of the African American Heritage Month celebration. Because we are seen as a resource guide in the community, people will turn to our pages to find out what can we get involved in. So we make it our business to just try to promote, you know, the positive things in the community.
And so what we're trying to do with this is to say, let's have a year-long celebration of our cultures, of the African American cultures, of the Asian cultures, of Latino cultures. And if we use this event as a starting point, we won't have to answer the teachers' phone calls in October about how to plan a lesson in science. We'll be able to talk to them year-round about the contributions of African American scientists and the contributions of African American inventors, business people. I hope that this celebration allows us to enjoy ourselves all year. The California African American Museum is a part of this celebration. How exciting it would be for the entire community to embrace that organization's resurgence on the horizon. How exciting it would be for this city to embrace the African Marketplace as a year-round event. How exciting it would be for us to be able to go to the Watts Towers Art Center any time of the year and help that staff and that community celebrate a past that is world-renowned. Celebrate all the artists that have come out of that community over the years. We seem to have some drop-in celebrations, and what this thing called Celebrate is intended to do is not have an end, not have a prologue, but to be a continuing story and a continuing celebration of the contributions of a vital and important part of the city's past.